How to bust out of the friend zone in 5 seconds and get the woman you desire lusting for you tonight. Hi, I'm Chris, and in a few minutes you'll find how to take that one woman you like that either has no interest in you or sees you as a good friend, and you will, in 5 seconds, transform the way she and all women see you, and make her start thinking lustful thoughts about you out of nowhere and wonder why she suddenly feels so compelled to get physical with you. When you understand what I'm about to share with you, you will have all the dates, relationships, and sexual fun you could ever imagine. If you have a special girl in mind, then watch to the end of this short video where I will reveal the answer on how to make her desperately desire you. See, the secret of how to make a woman see you as the hot guy she has to be with is simpler than you think. I could explain it to you right away. And you'll learn all of this without paying an arm and a leg for a boot camp, learning any NLP tricks, memorizing endless routines, or having to be yourself, which usually means pretending you're not happy getting laid. Let me give you a heads up first. I may not have this video up for very long. I'm giving away some of my best secrets that my past students have paid a pretty penny for. So I might be compelled to take this down at some point, or at least take away the 5-second friend zone destroyer out of this video. So watch this now while it's still free. Now, I don't care how long you've been reading about pickup or dating, or if you're a star in the forums, or you think you know all there is to know about seduction. I can guarantee you've never heard what's about to be revealed in this video. It's completely different from anything you've ever heard or read before. So prepare for the one technique that will forever change the way you see dating, pickup, and women in general. And remember, what I'm sharing will allow you to free them to date the sexy woman that's been on your mind right now, and all the attractive women you run into in the future, whether it's at work, in school, or in the bars, or in clubs. Now, you do have someone you want to try this technique on, right? What I'm about to teach you will work best if you could see yourself using it on a woman you either care deeply about or have insanely lustful feelings for. So, come up with a specific example if you haven't yet. And please, don't pick your boss or teacher. That's for something more advanced that I have for you at the moment. Ready? Okay, what I'm about to share with you will show you how to attract this person and destroy any preconceived notion she has about you. It doesn't matter if your first impression was too nice, too weak, or too underconfident. It doesn't matter if she thinks you're a total dork. It all changes today, and you're gonna have a blast watching the results. And first, I need to tell you a story. It's something that doesn't make me look too good, especially since I've somewhat built a name for myself as a dating guru. Yet, this is a story you absolutely have to understand because it's going to help you make the change from being a guy girls like to talk to becoming a man that women fantasize about having steamy sex with. Fair enough? Now, I was not always a dating guru or a pickup expert. I was not always a guy running a dating tips website with over 2.5 million readers and over 84,000 loyal subscribers. In fact, if you saw me in high school, you might have voted me least likely to lose his virginity before the age of 30. I was a pimple-faced geek who could not get a girl if my life depended on it. I was not well built, and my seemingly incurable zits made me even more unattractive. I wasn't confident or manly. In fact, some of my classmates probably thought I was gay. But there was this one girl that seemed to look at me differently. Her name was Maria. She was a geek-cute Latina girl that was just nerdy enough so that we could be friends. We'd study together, get lunch or coffee sometimes, and we felt we could confide in each other about anything. She knew I was very single and would say things like, "You're such a nice guy, just be yourself and you'll find someone who loves you." Obviously, I wanted that person to be her. And she was single, so what was stopping me? I kept thinking I could tell her how I felt. How could I make that jump from friends to lovers? Finally, Valentine's Day was coming up and I was ready to ask her out. I bought an expensive box of chocolates from Godiva. You know, those cheesy red boxes with the heart shape that seemed so romantic at the time? I even searched 3 different stores to find a perfect box. Like that makes such a big difference, right? I found her at the library studying, wearing her adorable nerd glasses, and I was about to approach and ask her out. My heart felt like it was going to pound out of my chest. Just before I was about to walk up, Maria's best friend, Kara, walked up to say hi to her. I relaxed that I had a little more time to get my nerves together, and I hid behind a corner. I overheard Kara saying to her, "So, Maria, do you have a date for Valentine's Day?" Maria said, "Nope, single as usual." She didn't have a date yet. This is great news for me. Then Kara said something that was music to my ears. "What about Chris? You two hang out all the time. It's like you're already dating. What are you two waiting for? You're obviously a match." I couldn't believe it. Her best friend was on my side. I couldn't believe my luck that this was happening right before I was going to ask her out. I was hoping for the best, but I was also a little worried about what she might say. What if Maria said something like, "Well, Chris is more of a friend. I'm not really into him like that." Or, worse, "He's more like a brother to me." But she actually said something completely different. Instead, she said, Ew. I was heartbroken. I couldn't believe my ears. Ew? Even if she didn't want to date me, I thought she was my friend. And if I knew the tactic back then that I'm about to share with you in a moment, then I would have totally made her more than friends. And then it got worse. Ew, Chris? Have you seen him? I would never date a guy like that. Not even if you paid me. He's gross. Nice guy, yeah. But I don't think he's gonna find a girlfriend anytime soon with that face. I couldn't believe it. I was so betrayed I could cry. And I did. I snuck away, never to talk to her again. After throwing a box of chocolates into the trash bins by the Starbucks nearby, I sat with my hands in my face, completely humiliated. How could I have been so stupid? And I realized that this meant the situation was worse than I thought. If she didn't even think I was half acceptable as a dating partner, then no one would. She was the only one that had seen me at my best, and who had made time to get to know me. I had no excuse if she thought I was disgusting. If she, the woman who knew me at my best, thought I was undateable, then what would this mean for all the other girls on the planet who only had to look at my pimple-ridden face before making a decision? It was a dark time for me, and I knew I only had a few dating options for how my dating life would go from here. I could either A, be single forever, B, kill myself, which was a possible option at the time, or C, completely transform myself into a man who had actually succeeded with women and claimed the love and sex life that I always felt I deserved. It actually felt more realistic to decide between A or B because the last option, becoming good with women, felt impossible. But I looked deep inside myself and decided I'm not someone that's going to give up so easily. I vowed to throw myself into the process of becoming a mega success with women, even if that meant facing 1,000 girls laughing at my face. I would read every book, even the bad ones. I would go to every seminar. Most importantly, though, I would go out and get utterly humiliated 1,000 times. And I did. Thousands of rejections, no exaggeration. Do you really want to know how many times I heard, no, go away, or even ew from a woman? Imagine getting a rejection each day, every day, for the next 10 years and then contract all those rejections into a 3-year period. That's how many times I was turned down, often very rudely. I call it the decade of despair. But it wasn't a total waste. Each couple dozen rejections, I would discover something that actually worked and made women attracted to me. Learn a new dating truth. I would learn something I could apply for next time. I took notes and created a golden pad of the stuff that seemed to always work, even if I was sick or dressed badly. And slowly but surely, I was finding dates. And then even getting laid, nearly effortlessly. I couldn't believe how things had changed. This golden pad had everything that could possibly work to get a woman in your phone, on a date, or in bed. As this golden pad got filled up, I had to buy another one and then make a binder of the stuff that seemed to work like magic. Everything that worked okay or pretty good had to go. Now, the good news for you is, I'm going to share one of my best tips from this golden pad in just a moment. Oh, and before you ask, the golden pad is not for sale and never will be, so don't ask. So keep watching. So, as you can tell at this point, I'm not a natural with women. In fact, it's very likely that I came from a place far worse than where you are at the moment. And because I went through such a dark time, being crushingly lonely, and feeling like it was unfair that women weren't into me, I was able to discover a scientific formula that worked amazingly with women. It was something that every guru, dating coach, and author seemed to miss. This was a system that finally allowed guys like you and me to date women far out of our league. And guys like you and me could do this without having to be good looking or memorizing tons of lines or having to be out till 2 a.m. every night approaching women. This system has turned me into one of those guys that you see at the bar. You know, the guy you see across the room talking to the hottest woman while you wonder what the heck I'm saying to get them so interested. And you'll be on your way to have that exact same power starting tonight. This system, which I call absolute attraction, has gotten me amazing abundance with women. And it's from this system where I discovered the tactic to bust out of the friend zone in 5 seconds. This is a tactic that you use to stop being the nice guy instantaneously and start being the attractive, sexy man in any woman's eyes. Now, think of one girl you absolutely crave, one you desperately want to be with. Maybe she's a friend, a coworker, someone in class. Make sure this is a woman you really want and not someone you're settling for. Those days are over. Here's what I want you to do. Next time you're in a semi-private place with her, ask this question. You know how people have overly sensitive spots? You have any? Now, every girl has parts of her body like this. Most likely it's her neck and lower back. We're calling them sensitive, but the truth is that these are parts of the body that flush women with sexual energy when they're touched by a man. she can't help but start getting aroused when these areas are touched. Look at any movie sex scene from the past 10 years and you'll see the man caressing the woman on these parts. And when you get her to tell you about these spots, she's unconsciously giving you permission to touch her there. Once you ask that first question, she'll say something like, yeah, it drives me crazy when a guy touches my lower back. And you say, oh really? Like this? And you touch her lower back. Then you take it even further and ask, well, where else? She might say, well, I really like when a guy touches me right above the hip. You get the picture for what to do next? If not, I'll show you in a moment how to take this technique and put it on steroids. Now, the worst thing you could do is giggle and break the tension. This isn't you pretending to turn her on, this is you turning her on. You may be wondering, this is too easy. There's no way she'd play along with this. What if she doesn't tell me what parts of her body get her turned on? Well, buddy, I got you covered. I messed up this part a lot during my 1,000 approaches, and luckily for you, I have this nailed down to a science. If she says, I don't have any spots like that, liar, or more likely, I'm not telling you, then you say, oh, well, it's because I have some weird sensitive spots, but you know, the most common ones are the back of the neck, and you touch the back of her neck, the collarbone here, and then you stroke her collarbone. And then the lower back, and you show her by feeling her lower back. Gently touch each part of her body that you're talking about. The beauty of this is that you're talking about yourself, saying those are your sensitive spots, so you could get away with a lot more as you're touching her. And when you touch her, hold your hand a little longer than normal. At this moment, you're touching her like a lover, and because of the context of the conversation, she feels like she asked you to touch her there. Your body language together is now indistinguishable from two people who've already had sex. Her body's tingling, and she's starting to wonder what it would be like to take the next step and start taking some clothes off. This is where the friend zone boundaries shatter before your eyes. Whatever's going on here, one thing is clear, this is no longer a platonic relationship. You're officially out of the friend zone, and she likes the idea. Now, what are you going to do next when she starts gazing into your eyes, wondering what you'll do next? What are you going to say? Are you going to kiss her? Is she going to turn her head away or kiss you back? Well, if I just dropped you off here and told you nothing else, you'd still be way ahead of most guys. But there's some crucial things you need to know first. Remember, just because you're out of the friend zone doesn't mean you're sleeping with her yet. All this means is you've defined yourself as a sexual being to her and that she'll never see you the same way again. Now, this girl you're thinking about, I'm sure she's great, but what if you could do this with every girl you meet? What if you could go to a bar, a coffee shop, or around your campus and meet women, start conversations, and take them to sexual levels almost immediately? Wouldn't that be a good skill to develop? The good news is you can do this with women you meet every day. And there are two ways you can become an absolute master with women. The first way is for you to take the material I've given here and go to the streets right now. Go get rejected by several thousand women, slowly but surely develop the skills to meeting and seducing the women you want. I did that approach and it works, assuming you've got an iron will that could withstand years of non-stop rejection and humiliation. It's a very noble path, and it's what I did, but it's not for everyone. To be honest, if I wasn't so insanely backed up against a wall and miserable when I started this journey, I would have given up after the first 20 stinging rejections. Luckily, there's a choice number 2, a choice that I didn't have. Choice number 2 is the easier and much quicker choice. This is a choice where you let me cut out thousands of rejections for you and show you what works so you could use it immediately. You can start from scratch like I did if you really want to, but why wait 5 years or more to get the woman you could have by this weekend? Especially if there's an exact step-by-step method for getting the women you crave, and you could be discovering this method within minutes. This is a method that's been tested hundreds of times and resulted in countless success stories of men getting girlfriends and friends with benefits that they're proud of. Many having surprisingly easy one-night stands. And some even getting married to beautiful, caring women they truly love. And none of them had to settle for women that they were only somewhat attracted to. This group of men, the smarter and more successful of the bunch, chose the second option. Now, to fully introduce myself, I'm Chris Kalo, and I'm the creator of Absolute Attraction. Absolute Attraction is a method that transforms you into a seductive, magnetic man that women cannot resist. Once you've gone through and applied lessons in Absolute Attraction, you will never run out of things to say to a woman or get stuck on what to do next. This stunningly simple system will work for you even if you aren't good looking, are downright ugly, are shy or introverted, are very short, are extremely overweight, are too skinny, have low self-esteem and no confidence, get nervous talking to women, have no friends, had a trauma as a child, don't have enough time to approach women, are a virgin with no experience with women, are in what you think is a non-attractive race or ethnic group, are nerdy with geek habits like video game and comic books, have awful posture, have acne or bad skin, have awful teeth, are what you think is too old, live with your parents still, have almost no money. Now, let me tell you what absolute attraction is not, so you'll know exactly what you're getting. In absolute attraction, there are no hypnotic commands or NLP tricks. In other words, you will not be hypnotizing girls into having sex with you. This is also not a system where you simply meditate yourself into a pickup artist and sit around pretending like you've spontaneously become a stud overnight. And this isn't a method where you memorize a million pre-scripted routines, do magic tricks, and have hours of conversation scripted in advance. I think it's important to learn how to have real, natural, and fun conversations you actually enjoy with the woman that you're dating. And most importantly, this is not a boot camp where you spend several thousands of dollars to have a guy look over your shoulder while you approach women. Haven't you spent enough money? Haven't you spent enough time, rejection, and humiliation on this stuff? Instead, absolute attraction takes my 10 years of dating mastery and gives you absolutely most effective tactics, techniques, and transformational exercises to completely recreate yourself into a man that women want to sleep with. It cuts out all the crap that you may have learned from other systems that simply slowed you down. Did you ever feel like you were getting worse by following some other respected guru's advice? Well, it's because you had components in the system that just would not work for anyone but him. Absolute attraction is designed to fit whoever you are, so you won't get stuck doing silly things like needy magic tricks if you're not a magician, or aggressive caveman moves if you're not that buff frat boy. No matter what body type, personality, whether you're extroverted or introverted, absolute attraction will give you the power to get a woman interested in you from the first second you talk to them, turn you into a magnetically attractive guy, which means women will come up to you instead of the other way around, become fearless and ridiculously confident so the rest of the world, including all women, assumes you're just naturally powerful with every woman you meet. Get more dates, phone numbers, one-night stands, instant makeout in bars, relationships, and anything you want out of your love life. All while having a lot of fun and impressing all your friends with how amazing you are with women. Now, we've come a long way, but before we go any further, I need to give you a quick heads up and be completely honest with you. If you're expecting an unrealistic magic button instant solution that will get you laid overnight, or you want to use this system to hurt or take advantage of women, or you're hoping that this is a live event where you take loads of notes and then go home and do nothing, then leave this page and don't come back. Absolute attraction is only for men that are willing to follow solid, time-tested steps to becoming a man who naturally attracts women without having to do any underhanded manipulative techniques. And yes, you will have to take some action. I can't do all the work for you. But giving you this system is as close as it gets to implanting seductive power directly into your skull. Absolute attraction is as easy as it can get. If you want a method that turns you into a stud without doing any work, go join a Harry Potter universe. So, if you're ready to start seducing and attracting women in as short a time as realistically possible, then here's what you could expect from absolute attraction. You will become so naturally attracted that your female friends will start wanting to have sex with you. You'll be able to go to a bar, coffee shop, or mall and have the freedom to pick up any woman you want. And you'll have your cell phone constantly dinging in your pocket with text messages and missed calls from women that want to see you. If this sounds like something that would make your life happier, then absolute attraction isn't just a possible method you could use. It's the only method that will bring you what you want. You'll have success like Adam, who slept with 18 girls in the span of a few months. And Matt, who got himself into a threesome with 2 burlesque dancers. And Rob, that met the girl of his dreams while learning absolute attraction, married her, and now is expecting a kid. Now, let's look inside what you get in the Absolute Attraction membership site. In lesson 29, I show you something you could do in 30 seconds before approaching a woman or going out on a date that will give you rock-solid posture that radiates extreme confidence, makes your muscles look bigger than they really are, impressing women and intimidating your competition, puts you in a zone where everything you say to a woman makes her want you more. In lesson 21, you'll learn a trick from dog trainers to get a woman to start chasing you desperately, even if she's used to having every other guy kissing her feet. Note, this is highly unethical, unless you do it exactly as I tell you. Don't ever consider joining if you would just want to use this to create a harem of women dedicated to serving you at every whim. And in lesson 14, 16, and 18, you'll learn how to never run out of things to say. A lot of my favorite students, ones that have become absolutely amazing with women, all had the problem of seeing a girl they liked and then worrying, what should I say to her? Or, okay, I have an opening line, but what do I do after that? I know what this is like, and believe me, this problem is completely 100% solved with absolute attraction. As you've probably noticed by now, absolute attraction is by far the easiest method on dating sexy women and surprisingly also one of the most effective. It requires the least memorization, the least practice time, and you don't even have to go places you don't like to meet women. If you don't like clubs, fine. You never have to go to a bar or club if you don't have fun there. Absolute attraction is designed to use anywhere there might be a woman you like. You see the results stunningly fast too. Many members of Absolute Attraction report getting dates within the first week of using the system and often are making out with the women within minutes of meeting them. And that's pretty incredible when you realize that you're not spending that much time on trying to meet women. Now, you might think you have to pay a lot for a system that's disineffective at making women want to be with you. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. There's a method that will make you super attractive to the woman you want to date and sleep with. Isn't that worth a lot? I'll get to the price in a little bit. First, I want to share with you some more ways that Absolute Attraction will 100% change your dating life. You'll discover the exact way to walk up to a woman where she's far more likely to want to get to know you, down to the exact angle in lesson number 7. You'll also learn how to get a woman's number in a way that she thinks it's her idea to give it to you, in chapter 6 of the Get Started Online series, included into Absolute Attraction. This is really ninja conversational stuff, so I expect you to use it only for good. I shudder to think what would happen if someone tried to use this for sales or business. In lesson 15, you'll discover how to make a woman jealous of other girls in your life, even if you haven't had a date in months. The price of Absolute Attraction used to be $247. And because you've stayed with me for this long, you're going to be receiving more than just full access to Absolute Attraction site today. Just for watching this video, I'd like to give you, free of charge, these extra powerful bonuses to get you scoring with hotter women even faster. You'll get my step-by-step guide to having one-night stand at parties, valued at $25. The Attraction Blueprint, where I guide you through every step of seducing a woman, from saying hi on the streets to getting under the sheets with her, valued at $17. In my interview with DJ Fuji, who specializes in helping men that are extremely awkward or disadvantaged with women become masters of the game. I think this guy's helped more men under 5'6" get laid than anyone else on the planet, valued at $25. Now, you can see why Absolute Attraction was originally sold for $247, and even without the bonuses, you get an amazing amount of value. And if you bought the bonuses by themselves, you'd be investing $67 today. And between you and me, I already added 3 more bonuses that I'm only going to reveal to new members, but we'll talk about those once you're inside. However, because you've been a good listener, I have an even better deal coming your way. Just keep watching and for a bit more and you'll see. I'm going to do something a little different than charging $247, and here's why. See, in the older days, it's more of a pickup community where guys could share insights, ask questions, and build friendship. In the last few years, things have changed. There's more bickering, more sales pitches, more drama, and guys aren't helping each other as much as they used to. What I want to do is create a real community where guys just like you are helping each other succeed better with women than ever before. I want us to have a group where we can share our realizations on dating, and this group will only be for positive guys that really want to help each other and set real goals to become masters at the dating and seduction game. Now, to create this community, I realize that $247 might be too steep. It's a tough economy and all, and some of my students are still in college or grads where funds might be tight, and I don't want finances to stop anyone. So, this means you get to invest a fraction of what my friends before you had to pay. This means you will not be paying a full $247 value today for Absolute Attraction and the rest of the bonuses. Your investment will not be $127, and it won't even be $97. Your total investment today, which includes full access to Absolute Attraction and all the bonuses you see above, is now just $9.95 per month for complete access. When I say $9.95 per month, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to give you full access to Absolute Attraction from day one. Some membership sites you're used to might give you one module each month just to keep you paying. Not me. I'm going to do something completely insane, give you full access to my entire method all at once. And if you want to stay with it, it would be $9.95 more each month. In fact, it would take you over 2 years to pay the full price for Absolute Attraction. And of course, you could cancel at any time with one simple email. You could stay for 1 month, 3 months, or any amount of time. You'll never be required to stay. This is not a commitment. Now, does this mean you could log into Absolute Attraction in a few minutes from now, read and watch and listen to the entire site over the next 30 days and then cancel and never be billed again? Yes, you could do that. Or you can stay a member as long as you like, and yes, I may be adding more content as we go. The choice is always up to you, and there will be no hard feelings if you want to be a 1-month member. But listen, even though I'm giving you, just for now, a ridiculously low price of $9.95, you don't even have to risk that. You're protected by my ironclad 100% triple guarantee. Take a test drive of Absolute Attraction for a full 30 days. And if the girls you're getting over the next 30 days are not hotter than you've had in your entire life, then email me at cc@absoluteattraction.net and I'll happily refund you your $9.95. You'll get 100% of your money back with no hassle, and I'll welcome a chance to do business with you again in the future. Now, what I need you to do is look below this video screen and click the Add to Cart button to reserve your discounted price right now. You'll join people like Adam and Matt who are getting results with women they never thought were possible before. Plus, if you act right now before this presentation ends, just a minute or two left, I'll toss in my flagship bonus worth $47 on its own. The Approach Anxiety Special. In this 5-part bonus, you'll learn how to banish fear of approaching women from your life forever. The number one thing that holds guys back from success in dating and pickup is fear of rejection. It's crippling even to the naturals who usually have to wait for women to come to them first because they're too terrified. If you can knock that fear barrier out of your system, can you imagine how far you'll go with the women of your dreams? Can you imagine walking into a mall, a bar, into a club, and knowing that you have 100% freedom to approach any woman you want without fear? Maybe you'd walk up to the hottest girl in the room who's making every other guy tremble and start talking to her like she has to impress you. This frame of mind makes you irresistible to the hottest women who get hit on all the time. Well, that's what this $47 valued bonus offers you, and it's thrown in free when you invest into Absolute Attraction today and join the Absolute Attraction community. Click on the Add to Cart button below to buy the discounted price before this video ends. Act right now and you'll get instant access to Absolute Attraction, all of the bonuses, and Approach Anxiety Special just for taking fast action today. You'll be taken to a 100% secure order page where you have an easy time processing your order with no hangups or delay. Keep this in mind. How long have you been struggling to get good with women? How long have you wanted to find the right girlfriend? To be able to meet women that are so attractive you can show them off to your friends and be proud? Has it been 2 years? 3 years? 5 years? 10 years? For many of my best students, it was decades before they found Absolute Attraction, and they've never been happier using my system. It doesn't matter how long you've struggled, everything changes today. But you have to take action. If you put this off even for a day, let's face it, one day becomes 2 days, which becomes a week, then you may put it off more once the discounted price goes away. And the pain of not doing anything to improve your dating life will just lead to more anxiety, more depression, more loneliness, which will make it even harder to meet women that you want to date. It only gets worse from here. This is where it becomes a vicious cycle where the lack of women makes you feel bad, and feeling bad makes women not want to be with you, and so on. And all of this could change instantly once you start with lesson number 1 of Absolute Attraction. Can you imagine what you will feel when you have your first aha moment? When you suddenly realize you could become extremely sexy to women right now? What about when, after applying all lessons in Absolute Attraction, you see yourself going to a bar, a mall, or a party, and you see women checking you out who have never given you the time of day before? When women you talk to every day are suddenly seeing you differently and flirting with you? When your phone is buzzing inside your pockets from voicemails and text messages from women you only dreamed of before? When your friends are begging you to tell them what you're doing differently, and where are all these girls coming from? Where your Facebook is constantly showing notifications of women trying to flirt with you, even if they have boyfriends. And best of all, you feel attractive, confident, and powerful. You now have the freedom to have whatever you want out of life. And let's face it, what's the fun in life if you're alone with no one? And yes, you may have been stuck in a rut with women for too long. And maybe it wasn't your fault. In fact, it almost certainly wasn't. But now that you have the answer at your fingertips, right below this video, you don't have anyone to blame but yourself if you don't take action right now. Whether you've been hoping, wishing, or even praying that things will turn around for you with women, your hopes have been answered today. All you have to do is take the right action, start learning Absolute Attraction right away. The one program you can count on to get real-world results with women right away, no matter how long it's been since you've had a woman you desired that truly wanted to be with you. And this solution is 100% money back guaranteed. Even if you've been too busy this month to log into the site, you're just as entitled to a full refund just for giving yourself the chance. Try it for the first 30 days and experience results that are triple of what you have now, or pay zero. Plus, you're always just one email away from talking to my friendly customer support staff if you need anything. You've heard from guys just like you that have transformed their experience with women by just registering for the Absolute Attraction system. Now look below this video and click the Add to Cart button before this video ends to lock in your $9.95 per month investment. I suggest you start off with my Get Started video set, where you'll quickly learn the fundamentals you need to start meeting and attracting great women tonight. And of course, you can start with the Approach Anxiety Special if that's a bigger sticking point for you. But you must act now to take advantage of this. So make the smart choice and click the button below, and I'll see you in the members area. We have a great group forming, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Maybe you have some insights on dating that you'd like to share already, or you want to find other Absolute Attraction members in your area. I look forward to seeing you inside.